the Washington Monument obelisk, the phallic symbol and symbol of the pharaonic domination, standing within the Vesica, as in the logo of the Olympic Games, MasterCard, Gucci, Coop, Swiss supermarket, Audi cars, etc. This is a Freemasonry symbol, the two circles with the obelisk like in the middle. MasterCard. See the Pharaoh show and the Octagon series for more. Audi, the Illuminati car from Ingolstadt in Germany, where Adam Weishaupt came from, and many others.
Saw it through
without exception.
I planned each charted course,
Each careful step.
Along the byway.
And more. Much more than this.
I take my limit.
yes, there were times, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew, but through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up, I spit it out, I faced it all, and mastered tall, and did it my way.
Yet another Adidas Originals commercial has come out to seemingly advertise and promote their athletic brand of footwear. However, even though we have broken down 2 of their commercials in the recent past, I believe this one is yet more blatantly obvious with the New World Order beast system programming, along with the major occult and pagan symbolism that is blatantly displayed in this commercial. And I know it happened very fast, you saw it for yourself at the beginning of this video, but there is just so much to break down in this particular one, and let's just get right into it. We'll show some screenshots here and go from there, but the commercial itself starts off with this scene that, yes, you are seeing it correctly, everything is upside down. This commercial blatantly begins with the inversion, in my opinion, something that we spoke of in that video on Buster Mal's Malheart or something like that. As above, so below, the duality, the darkness and the light. Notice the major Egyptian theme going on here. Can you see all of the symbolism being shown? You've got the guy in the middle wearing an ankh, you've got Anubis, the god of the underworld, in the background, you know, and after they flip this scene right side up, confirming the duality, as above so below. So right away they flip this, so they constantly love to show their duality like crazy. And just so you know, this symbol of the ankh is definitely a pagan symbol, right here from this website, also known as the long life seal. While Christians try to say the ankh is not a cross, make no mistake about it, the ankh is indeed another rendering of a cross, and we know that the cross is yet another pagan symbol. This symbol originated in Egypt and symbolizes reincarnation. Egyptians were pagans and worshipped many pagan gods like the sun god Amun-Ra and the pagan sun trinity Osiris, Isis, and Horus. The ankh and the common cross were both used equally in ancient pagan sun worship. Again, also from this website as well, confirming the ankh, it symbolizes fertility rites, same like reincarnation and the building up of lust within a person. The spirit of lust is the power of this union of male and female representations, also called the long life seal. Okay, so this is definitely paganism being displayed right away in this Adidas commercial. Then we see a female athlete being shown in a clear prism-like box. Remember the Intel commercial featuring Lady Gaga? She was shown to take on the form of both male and female, the androgynous, and she was in a cube. Now let's just show a little bit or a picture of that particular commercial. Remember that commercial? She was in a spinning cube, seemingly showing the AI. Here's a little animation of that, but she was basically speaking in this cube. She looks fairly androgynous, male and female together. So, you know, really this is not something that is new. This has been shown quite a few times, this AI, this artificial intelligence. So are we possibly being shown that sports in general is all part of the Illuminati matrix of control, and this woman is trapped or stuck in it? Gaga was also acting like a computer-generated AI-type being, so possible genetic engineering slash transhumanism is possibly being shown here as well. So just keep that in mind. Now, speaking of transhumanism, we see a man coming up out of the water. So how does this relate? We'll see more about this in a bit, but for now, remember the TV series we broke down some time back called Westworld. Same kind of stuff going on, transhumanism, these beings coming out of this white liquid that they were made in. So interesting that it seems like this guy also seems to be coming out of the water, out of ice water, maybe possibly even talking or showing cryptically where the fallen angels are coming from, the waters above. And as we keep going, then we see that same person from the opening scene, not only wearing the ankh, but something else quite interesting. So is it just me, or does that look like a white snake-like cane wrapped around his right or your left arm? It possibly could be a snake, but we will see confirmation of that later on. We then see two females in a desert-like barren land scene. So how much we get shown this barren land? You know, this is something that RSC, Round Saturn's Eye, covers a lot. He does a great job exposing these things, but how much the barren land can represent the other side. We've seen that in many commercials. There's one with Blake Lively for a Gucci perfume commercial, and yet again, walking through the barren land. I believe this is possibly showing Hades or the other side, and basically where these things are coming from. Alright, so I'm pretty sure, or at least in my opinion, that this is what the barren land that they're constantly showing us is representing. And then we see, of course, more Egyptian pagan gods being shown here. No wonder the Illuminati's main symbol is the pyramid, because not only the pyramid, but the all-seeing eye, which of course comes from the Eye of Ra, the Eye of Horus, and we'll talk about that in a bit, but really the same kinds of, there's Anubis right there, pagan god symbolism, the Illuminati, Mystery Babylon, Vatican, Jesuit, Zionist, elite, all worship the same pagan gods. That's something that we need to come to terms with. I know many people don't see those connections, but really that is what is going on here. I mean, in fact, what do you think the IHS in the Jesuit logo stands for? It stands for Isis, Horus, Set. Okay, so people don't realize this. A lot of people even are still blind to that the Jesuit logo, in fact, it's being seen a lot now because Pope Francis himself is a Jesuit. This IHS, along with the pagan sun cross on top of it, is nothing more than pagan gods that they are worshipping. Isis, Horus, and Set. The pagan, that is the pagan trinity, and of course they have their pagan symbolism, the cross of Tammuz. It's all Babylonian pagan Nimrod stuff going on here. This Eye of Ra is everywhere. The Eye of Ra, the Ankh, of course, is showing the Eye of Horus. All this stuff is representing the Eye of Lucifer, the Eye of the Dragon, because why is it that even in the Catholic Church, this one eye symbolism in the triangle is constantly being shown in so many different places? This is a big part of Catholic symbolism, which is none other than the pagans. So don't be fooled and thinking that Catholics are worshiping the right God. This Jesus Christ that they worship is nothing more than a construct of Jupiter, Zeus, Krishna. It is not the true Messiah's name. Our Mashiach, the Messiah's name is Yahusha HaMashiach. He came in his father's name, Yahuwah. Alright, so that is who we are to be worshiping. That is the true name above all names. Now, as we keep going, we see the female athlete wakes up inside the crystal box or cube, even speaks in a computer-like voice, just like Lady Gaga did in the Intel commercial. So again, are we being shown the birth of AI / the transhuman age, possibly even like in Terminator where the AI pretty much destroyed the world? All that kind of stuff could be possibly coming very, very soon, so we shall see. Next, we see good old Isis. We just spoke about Isis in the Jesuit logo, the statue of Libertas in the middle of the barren land. Is this possibly a cryptic clue for the destruction of America? And then the narrator, of course, which is singing I planned each charted course. These are the lyrics from the song that is playing in the background. So is it possibly showing the devil and his minions have been planning their moves for a very long time? The Illuminati, the elites, the Jesuits, the Vatican, they have all been planning this for a long time, getting everything ready for their false messiah to come. And just like we saw in previous Adidas commercials and even that show Sense8, very similar and possible Hindu symbolism or imagery being shown here. They love to show a person, in this case an athlete, being shown against a mirror, but possible subliminal message is being more than just human. Okay, I believe we're possibly being shown that even when you look at the Hindu god symbolism, we see multiple heads, multiple arms, possibly donating that they can do many things and have lots of power and have much abilities, but of course they want to promote that same kind of thing through the commercials, the same kind of paganism, because remember, all of this paganism is really worshiping the same false mighty one, which is the dragon Lucifer. Okay, again, we see Isis / Libertas being shown to us in the barren land. Why are they making a point of showing this again? I believe it's possibly to drive home the point of America being destroyed and will become a barren wasteland. Possibly much of the West, or possibly much of the world, is going to become a barren wasteland when the Illuminati has their way. Next, we see a very eerie scene with a male athlete, very creepy look on a smile on his face and body in the form, of course, in the pagan cross. You'll see it more later on, but major black and white duality she as above so below, showing possibly the hands denoting the other side that is coming into our world very, very soon. And you know, just as we saw in a previous Adidas commercial, they again flash the birthing of Venus painting again. So why are they showing us this? I believe the answer is right in the meaning of the painting and the meaning of what Venus really is. Let me just show you that right on Wikipedia here. We got the birth of Venus. Here's what the picture is all about. The birthing of Venus. She arrives on the shore after her birth, when she has emerged from the sea, fully grown. You know, talk about the beast out of the sea that is coming. It's also interesting that this, you know, star Venus, I won't call it a planet because it really isn't a planet. It's just a star, but of course it's been named after a pagan god, but has been given many names throughout history. It has been called the evening and the morning star, the dawn star, the Osiris, Hesperus, and Lucifer is a planet. Okay, so you can see right away what this birthing of Venus is. It literally, in my opinion, is the birthing of the dragon, birthing of Lucifer that is coming into this world, the beast out of the sea, the beast system coming. And of course they flash, the scene morphs into the AI slash transhuman female athlete in the egg-like cage slash cube. So again, are we being shown not only the birthing of the AI transhuman age, but in more detail, or even on the bigger picture, the birthing of the beast system slash new world order into our world? Is that what they are showing us? In my opinion, very, very blatantly. Okay, then we get flashed a similar scene from a previous Adidas commercial. You know, does this look familiar to you? I believe we broke this down last time. Yet again, destruction is literally everywhere, along with the black and white duality, as above, so below, constantly being shown here. Again, another scene from a previous Adidas commercial is flashed, but we just showed the black and white duality in the previous shot. It's identical also to the opening scene of this commercial, where we have everyone hanging upside down, possibly because we are being told that the inversion is coming very, very soon. Okay, don't be fooled. This beast system, just as we spoke about this birthing of Venus, this beast system is coming very, very soon. Okay, so do not be fooled. Keep realizing what is going on here, okay, because I believe that this is what they want to show us, that they want their beast system coming. This scene I found also interesting. Of course, more black and white duality, as above so below. I also find something else very interesting about the shot. Can you see it for yourself? In my opinion, it seems funny that this person, he's most likely sitting on a miniature version of an actual vehicle, or possibly they've enlarged the person to that is sitting on top of the vehicle. Is it more programming for the return of the Nephilim giants, as prophesied in Isaiah 13 and by Yahusha himself? I mean, look at how big this guy is sitting on top of the car. Possibly could crush the car. Maybe that's what we're being shown. Now, of course, we get flashed more Egyptian false god or false mighty one garbage going on in this commercial. You know, in my opinion, Adidas is definitely not hiding anything from us. Abba Yahuwah delivered his people from Egypt, the bondage of Egypt, but Satan has been taking people back to Egypt for millennia now. I mean, quite literally, that's what's been going on here. I mean, that's what the elites want. In fact, on top of the Justice Building or Supreme Court of Israel, what have you got on top of it? You've got the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. Okay, so really, if you're awake to the state of Israel, you know that it is not the real state of Israel, that it's actually Yahuwah that's going to bring the people back, that the current state of Israel is a fake construct of the Illuminati, of the Zionists, Jesuits, and all that kind of thing. In fact, even Revelation 11, in my opinion, confirms that when the two witnesses are on the scene. And the beast kills them, and it says, and their dead bodies will lie in the main street of the great city, whose name, to reflect its spiritual condition, is Sodom and Egypt, the city where there, should say, Adonai was executed on a stake. So Sodom and Egypt, showing that this is actually Jerusalem or Jerusalem, but they're calling it spiritually Sodom and Egypt, or Sodom and Egypt. So showing who are the false gods that these people are worshiping, showing that the Illuminati is most likely in control of Israel. All that kind of thing, I believe, we're being shown here. This is just Satan totally taking everyone back into the bondage of Egypt. And of course, the guy wearing the pagan god mask sitting on the throne is in black and white, as above, so below. Also notice the golden calf and the sun god idols covered in triangles. So can they get any more obvious than this? Now remember, earlier in this commercial we showed how the guy with possibly having a serpent-like thing around his arm. Guess we were right, huh? Because this has got the snake in the garden, Satan, written all over it. He is truly showing who is behind this commercial. He is the one that is controlling the people that make these commercials. So really, this is all about uplifting the serpent. Of course, and again, more black and white, as above, so below duality being shown here. This female athlete seems to have a cold, blank stare on her face and is all tied up. Is it possibly showing her as a total slave to the system? This is what they want for all of humanity. Complete mind control slaves, and sadly we're pretty much already there, because the vast majority of people today would really think that this video that you are watching right now is completely ridiculous. In fact, on the previous 2 Adidas commercials that we broke down here on this channel, many people scoffed and mocked and left all kinds of horrible comments, and honestly I don't really care if people leave terrible comments, because I really feel sorry for them in actuality, whether they're paid shills or not. But they're really proving that they're merely programmed slaves, that they're just going along with the system. They cannot see through the subliminal programming, and they have been completely blinded to the truth. And that's why I feel sorry for them. But look what takes place next to that same person. With the blank stare, a crazy attack comes. It's interesting that they're using pitchforks as the instrument of attack. What are they possibly telling us? Now, normally a pitchfork is a garden tool, but it can have very significant meaning in the occult. Just think also of where the domain of Satan the dragon is. He resides. It all begins to make sense. The spiritual battle that's always raging around us, but it's going to manifest itself big time on this earth very soon. But the significance of the pitchfork is quite interesting. Now, of course, again, it's just a garden tool in normal everyday life, but when you look at the pagan god, you'll see Shiva, who we spoke about, or we're going to talk about a little bit. We talked about the Hindu gods, but of course, what does he have? He has got a pitchfork with him. What does Triton of the Little Mermaid, which basically represents Dagon, the merman, he also uses a pitchfork or a trident, okay? And this symbol of the trident, just as we've been talking about as above, so below. Check this out from this article. The number 3, significant not only in the symbol of the trident and god Neptune, but also in creation of the universe and our man-made world that mimics the as above, so below, as within, so without. Okay, so it also represents the Trinity, unity, opposition, the beginning, middle, and end. Okay, all this kind of thing. All right, so with this 3-forked trident, Neptune holds power over the 3 principalities of heaven, the earth, and hell. So they want to show that they're in control. This trident really possibly symbolizes all power, all authority, all this kind of thing. So this is what they love to show, all right, that they're the ones that are in control. And the fact that these pitchforks are falling from the sky, possibly showing the dragon's kingdom coming very soon. Because then the female athlete is now completely surrounded by these fallen pitchforks. I believe it's the attack of the dragon that is coming. The inversion will literally take place once the dragon has been thrown out of the second heaven and down to earth. That's from Revelation 12. With the vast majority of humanity who, even those who claim to believe, they have no idea what is coming or what any of this entails. Again, they would most likely think this video is just crazy and full of lunacy. But when the final kingdom appears on this earth, the kingdom of Satan, it's going to literally rip apart this world, and many will perish. Now, this is quite interesting zoomed out shot of the female athlete being surrounded by the pitchforks. So are we being shown something here again? So let's just think about it. If the place where the female athlete is lying represents the earth, then are we being shown the flat earth? I know many who don't believe in the true enclosed cosmology of a world, which I totally encourage you to research it. But look at even how they're showing the pillars, in the background here, the pillars of the earth around the flat earth plane, something similar to this picture here. We've got the flat plane, we've got the pillars, we've got the dome firmament that is above us, just as the word of Yahuwah says. So possibly we are being shown that very same thing right here in this commercial, the flat earth that we truly live on. Then now we start to get flash some very interesting things, deep new age stuff here. Do you know what this symbol represents? Of course, many of you know that this is Leonardo da Vinci's famous Vitruvian Man, which has been used in many different ways to convey a new age spirituality. In fact, this article talks about the yin and yang qualities of the 2 conjoined forms of the Vitruvian Man and those of the Mona Lisa, both considered to be self-portraits of Leonardo da Vinci, help us to experience our own wholeness. This leads to greater peace and happiness. These yin and yang qualities are also found in the Star of David, which it's not the Star of David, it's the Star of Remphan. It's a very evil pagan symbol, that 6-pointed star. It also represents the cube. And Christian cross. We also know that the Christianity and the cross are total pagan religions. They have nothing to do with the true Mashiach. They are all about paganism. Okay, so Leonardo said it best: outstretched arms and legs of a man, and square in a circle. The square symbolizes the solid physical world, and the circle the spiritual and eternal. Man bridges a gap between these 2 worlds. So again, all about duality, talking about the yin and the yang, talking about the cube, talking about basically the beast system. Okay, this is all what this is about. Funny how the same symbolism is used in the transhuman agenda. We see the same kind of stuff going on with man and machine morphing together. We see the same kind of thing even in Shiva that we just spoke of. We see him with the 4 arms holding open the portal of fire that he's going to come through, the destroyer, okay, doing the dance of the Nataraj, which means he's going to destroy the world and recreate it. Okay, same kind of symbolism we see in this Vitruvian Man. Okay, so then we get flashed it like crazy. So you're going to see tons of scenes now depicting the same symbol in many ways, which means blatant and new world order / new age programming. Can you see the devil horns even that this person is making with his hands? Not to mention the major hexagon / cube symbology being shown here. And yet again, the same symbol but in a different way, major duality being shown along with the star constellations. So Satan is literally showing you where he's coming from, the second heaven, the realm above the firmament. So in my opinion, way too many people have been fooled by NASA and their ball earth / space lies, all so that the fallen angels can pose as aliens. That is definitely what is coming. It's funny how they keep showing that. Later on you'll see even more alien stuff being shown, but you know, now watch how many times this same symbol is shown and in many ways and forms. I think this is major programming going on. Adidas, in my opinion, is totally pushing new age deception, duality, and the mark of the beast predictive programming. Talk about the beast system. We're constantly bombarded with subliminal messages to become more than ourselves, more than human. You know, it's not a bad thing. It's a great thing to accomplish good, you know, big feats or great feats, but it's not a good thing to exchange your humanity for the image of the beast, because that's what they're promoting. I mean, even in this picture here, you've got literally possibly a space invasion. You know, these seemingly maybe possibly even laser beams coming there. You know, this is possibly the waters above and outside the firmament, and then this is possibly the earth down here. But again, just such programming taking place here. Here comes more of the same symbolism imagery in different forms. This time a female athlete in the water, possibly cryptic code for the fallen ones coming from where? The waters above. And of course, the female athlete in bondage, the attack / inversion that is coming soon. Will mankind take the mark of the beast in order to become better? I'm sure many will, even the word prophesies about that. And I told you we get back to that guy in the ice water, similar to what we saw in Westworld, the transhuman agenda possibly being shown, always coming out of the water and possibly showing where the fallen ones are coming from. Again, we see that male athlete with the pagan cross. You'll see that later on his forehead, surrounded by the dark side. Has he given himself over to become more? You know, it's almost like they're positioning their bodies in a very worshipful position, something that you see somebody, you know, trying to worship Yahuwah in, but it's definitely not for Abba Yahuwah, but for Satan. It looks like he's literally worshiping Satan in that scene. Now, here's one that is real interesting, and how we said we'll mention aliens later on. You know, check out what is going on here. You've got the same symbolism. However, this girl looks to be caught up by an alien ship, but she's not really struggling to get free. So has she given herself over to become more? Has she given herself over to the beast system? Okay, she's being abducted literally, but she doesn't seem to care. Okay, and then we just spoke about transhumanism just a little while ago. Look at this, what's going on here. Blatant transhumanism symbology being shown and being pushed. Can you see the purple hands almost, and almost breast-like features, you know, on this thing? Looks to me like the hands are holding a womb. The new age is about to be birthed. Is that what they're showing here? This thing looks to be in a womb. Then as we keep going, what the heck is that? To me, it's major alien programming, you know, humans turning into something else, all this stuff happening. How many times can they keep showing the same symbol? Remember, I had to slow this commercial down to catch all of these. They just keep showing and flashing this stuff, and they want to get it into your heads, and it just keeps getting better and better, because this time not only transhumanism, but can you see the strings that are attached to this thing? So once humanity takes the mark of the beast, I believe the strings show that you'll be basically a puppet. You'll be completely controlled. Again, the same symbol, this time looking almost even kind of perverted, possibly displaying the new powers a human will have under the mark. They have possibly superhuman abilities that they never had before. And again, this time it looks like the person's they're hooked up by wires. Go figure that the wires are red and blue, the mixing of the two pillars of Freemasonry to make the purple, which is the pagan or the enlightenment, the spiritual awakening coming from the beast. All right, so again, major stuff going on here. Yet again, the same symbol, but notice the gold all over this being. I believe we're being shown that it is the golden age of the dragon that is coming, and humans will be majorly mind control slaves, as denoted by this kind of helmet around the person. I believe it's being shown that the human race is going to be controlled like crazy. Now, what would an Illuminati commercial be without displaying the one eye symbolism? Of course, go figure, it's right in the crotch area. I believe the face with the sunglasses is possibly Apollo the Destroyer, the Greek equivalent of Shiva the Destroyer, whom we have already mentioned several times in this video, so go figure. Now, here's what I said we'll see later on. Check out what's on this guy's forehead. He's completely got a pagan cross of Tammuz right on his forehead. And of course, where will the mark of the beast go? According to Revelation 13 and 14, it's going to go on the right hand or on the forehead. So go figure that this pagan cross, which to me is a form of the mark of the beast already, is going on this guy's forehead. Okay, now we get the back to this female athlete in the chrysalis box. She was seen in the cube, now emerges from it like being hatched from an egg. Now, how interesting that she's coming out of a chrysalis-like cocoon-type container. She is being reborn. That's what it looks like to me. And this is a staunch similarity to the antics of Lady Gaga. It's just astounding. Do you remember what she did at the Grammys before? She showed up in a similar egg-type container, which had to be carried in, and then she emerged from it. Let's look at that very quickly. Here she is. I believe this was the 2011 Grammys. I could be wrong on the year, but she came in this egg, which had to be carried in. And of course, when it came to the actual show, there she is emerging out of that same egg. So the same antics being shown in this commercial, this female athlete rising or emerging out of the cocoon, out of the cube, out of the egg, and now she is being reborn or birthed into the beast system, possibly what we're being shown. And then we get shown the same Nimrod symbolism, you know, the arms outstretched, and their latest catchphrase, original is never finished. In my opinion, this shows how Satan's work of corrupting mankind is never finished. He needs to keep dragging the people down. Satan needs to keep mankind in their sin in order to keep them from the real truth of Abba Yahuwah and his son Yahusha. Now notice again the transhumanism along with the mixing of the red and the blue. Okay, same kind of thing, got the circle and the square, the same pagan symbolism being shown. Speaking of transhumanism, good old Westworld AI being shown, born out of the womb, out of the water. Funny how different Abba Yahuwah's creations are from Satan's, because Abba's creations never have to change, but the devil has to keep working on his because he's not finished. He keeps wanting to corrupt us even more. And now is the final time you're going to see the same symbol, only this time to reinforce the dragon's coming kingdom. So remember how the trident / pitchfork can symbolize duality as above so below, as well as total control of the world. This is to me showing that the beast kingdom is coming very soon to enslave the human race. That is what we are being shown, I believe, in this commercial. So, and of course, it has to end with the Adidas trademark 3 stripes going across the word original. Satan's original creations will have the ultimate change once they take the mark of the beast. That is why, in my opinion, original is never finished. Satan needs his people to take his mark in order to be complete in him. Okay, that's why they keep promoting this same slogan, original is never finished, because it will only be finished once someone takes the mark of the beast, then they'll be complete in him. In my opinion, these Adidas commercials are major programming for the fast approaching New World Order / beast system. That is what I believe we're being shown here. That is what I believe this commercial is all about, so do not be fooled. You know, just like the mark of the beast is shown on the Monster drink cans, you've got again the 666, the claw marks, same kind of thing on the Adidas commercial, the 3 stripes. I believe it's possibly denoting the 666 beast system that we are being shown blatantly in these commercials. Because remember, Adidas is truly an Illuminati company, which we'll see in a little bit. But if you look even at the lyrics for this commercial, original is never finished, here it is right here. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. So totally, in my opinion, the devil talking here. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, and more, much more than this, I did it my way. Okay, this is exactly, in my opinion, the epitome of rebellion. This is right from the pit of hell. I believe this is Lucifer talking, showing his rebellion, and he just wants to keep thumbing his nose at the Father, even though he was a beautiful creation by Abba Yahuwah, but he rebelled. But he wants to keep showing that he is in control when he really isn't. So always remember, Adidas is completely an Illuminati company. You can see it right in their logo. You can see the Illuminati pyramid right in their logo, the pyramid with the all-seeing eye. In fact, we saw the same Egyptian pagan sun god symbolism in this commercial. So please be aware of what is being shown to us. Again, you don't have to believe a dang word that I say. I encourage you to do your own research. I encourage you to look into these things. I do not believe for 1 second that this is merely about shoes. They are totally pushing the beast system that is coming very soon. So as always, please look into this for yourself, but be aware of what is being shown to us in plain sight. Abba Yahuwah bless you.
I have the potential to imagine the unimaginable. Think the unthinkable. See the unseeable. With the arsenal of the world's leading technology at my fingertips, I now have the ability to invent the uninventable. Rebranding into its future, Intel has enlisted House of Gaga to collaborate on a project that will showcase technology through creativity at the highest level. Our partnership will culminate in a performance that inspires to remind the world of the seed of innovation, the wizard behind the curtain. the mind behind the machine.